After coaching dads for over a decade, here's why most 35-year-old men will never get six-pack abs. No, it's not because of your age and it's not because of your comfort, if that's what you're thinking. Most people think just because they're getting a little bit older, their testosterone has dipped. There's no way they can get in shape. But that's the farthest from the truth. Here's what actually matters. Getting lean is lower body fat percentage. Most people just judge weight loss and results on the scale. And if they're losing weight, that's not necessarily the answer. The more muscle you build, the more calories you burn in a day. It's just scientifically proven. So the goal of what you want to go for is losing body fat, but you need to be hitting the gym and building lean muscle tissue. That's the biggest problem most people don't understand. Is you need to be getting in the gym, you need to be hitting your workouts, you need to be building strength, and you need to be building muscle. Don't just be focusing on if you're losing weight and if the scale's going down, because that only tells you so much. What you want to really be measuring is if your body fat percentage is going down. You can be losing weight, but you could also be losing muscle and not be losing body fat. So the excuse isn't the age, it isn't your testosterone, it isn't your metabolism. You do need to see where those things are at, and I do recommend people get blood work done to see where your markers are at and how you can improve from where you're currently sitting at, because we all can improve in different aspects of life, right? So what I recommend is go get some blood work done, see where your testosterone levels are just naturally. Again, this isn't the end all be all. Just because if maybe you're a little bit lower than what is recommended isn't what's stopping you from getting in shape, getting lean, and having a six-pack. For your metabolism, a fix is building more muscle in the gym. And by doing that, you need to be tracking your calories. This is something most people just skip, don't do. Say, I don't have the time. I don't like having to track my food. Well, if you don't like getting results either, then there's your answer. You're not going to get the results you're looking for because you're not tracking your daily caloric intake. So I highly, highly, highly recommend if you want to get results, you need to be tracking your daily caloric intake at least for a few months to really understand what is in foods. What are the most common foods you eat? How to track while going out to restaurants. That's another issue people have is we enjoy going out to eat. We enjoy going to restaurants, but most people don't track anything when it comes to restaurants or completely track it wrong. They want the calories to be lower than what they actually are, because let's be honest, when we go to restaurants, they cook things usually in oil and butters. It adds flavor to the food. So I totally get it. You just may not understand how to properly track things. So what I recommend for people, especially when they're in a deficit and cutting, is overshoot the calories of what you think. If you think something personally has 300 calories in it, I'd maybe go up to 400, because more than likely there's butter and oils in the food that are gonna jump the caloric intake up a little bit. So make sure to take that into consideration whenever you're going out to eat, because that is going to play a huge factor in your daily tracking. Next, you need to make sure you're tracking your food overall. There's so many times at home or clients that we work with that don't track the little things, that track the condiments they're using, little bites of food that they're consuming. If you're doing that multiple times a day, the truth is you're probably eating a couple extra 100 calories throughout the day without even realizing it. If you're having some snacks with your kids, eating leftover food, if you're drinking regular pop, there's a lot of things that people don't realize. Wow, I should be tracking that. I wonder why I'm not losing weight. Why is the scale going up when I'm in a deficit? And that can be a huge correlation. So take a week, track everything that you're consuming, anything that you're putting in your mouth, anything that you're drinking, track it so you can see, okay, I'm having more calories than what I thought, so I need to make a change, cut back, lower my calories, and go from there. Building off of that, most people go overboard when it comes to workouts and exercising. This can actually hurt you. Most people don't need to be working out or doing cardio 6 days a week. I know a lot of people assume in order to lose weight, you just need to be doing more and more and more. And that's not necessarily the truth. I'm able to maintain around 10% body fat year round, and all I do is work out 3 days a week. I don't do any cardio besides just playing pickleball because that's what I enjoy, and that's once or twice a week, if that, for a little bit of movement. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. There's no end-all be-all program to get you to the result faster. You actually have to put in work, you have to be committed, and you have to know what you need to do in order to reach that goal. So what I recommend for you is just starting by exercising 2 times a week, then build up to 3 times, and go from there. It doesn't have to be a 5-day split, a 6-day split, 4 days of cardio. That's not going to be the answer. If anything, it's going to be harder for you to do because those results that you get may come and happen, but they're going to be a lot harder to maintain because then you're just going to have to keep upping the level and doing more to burn more calories as your metabolism adjusts. So take that into consideration as well. Do the least amount as you possibly can while being able to achieve the result that you're looking for. That's what I personally enjoy and live by because it gives me more time at home, it gives me more time to work, it gives me more time to spend time with my wife, kids, and do more things that I personally enjoy. I love working out, don't get me wrong, but I don't need to be in the gym 6 or 7 days a week. That's not going to excel my results by any means. A couple key factors that most people don't take into consideration as well are your sleep. Sleep is massive for recovery and being able to actually build muscle. If you're not recovering, your muscles aren't growing. It's just as simple as that. If you're only sleeping a couple hours a night and not getting anywhere from at least 6 to 9 hours of sleep, you're gonna hinder your results that you're looking for. The second thing is stress. We're all stressed. There's a lot of things that stress us out. Work, relationships, kids. There's a lot of different factors in life that can stress you out. And this isn't good. It causes cortisol spikes, and it's just not good for the body overall. So try and find a way to let out that stress and alleviate some of it from your life. Now I get it. It's easier said than done. Everyone's life is different. We all have different circumstances, but just do the best you can to try and manage your stress levels and see how much your mind, your results, and your body actually feel different by simply making that one change. Last one is alcohol. You can enjoy alcohol in moderation, but again, consuming alcohol all the time or just over-consuming is going to hinder results as well. It doesn't hurt to have 1, 2, 3 every now and then, but just take that into consideration if you're really getting serious about the results you're trying to get. So building off of what we already talked about, work on getting steps in. Try and shoot for 8 to 10,000 steps every single day just by walking. Get a little bit of movement in. This is vital for just burning extra calories to help put you in a caloric deficit. Lift heavy, do compound exercises, do squat variations, bench variations, deadlift variations. Those are 3 huge exercises that work the full body. You're bringing a lot of muscle groups into those 3 variations. You can consider overhead press as well. Do compound lifting. Lastly, skip out an excessive amount of cardio. You don't need to be doing crazy amounts of running. If you enjoy it, that's awesome. Good for you, no worries. But if you're really trying to get results, build muscle, and look lean, you don't necessarily need to be doing an excessive amount of cardio. If you see runners, their physiques are different than bodybuilder lean, right? Because they usually have way less muscle tissue because they don't need as much for long distance running versus someone that's trying to just look lean and goes to the gym. The physiques are very different of how they look overall. And lastly, to get what you never have, you have to do things that you've never done. Remember that. If you keep doing the same thing and beating a dead horse over and over and over and expecting a different result, more than likely you're not going to get it. Let's be honest. If you keep doing the same things over, how is the result possibly going to be different by doing the exact same steps over and over and over? This is the vicious cycle most people get into when they actually try to lose weight. They start, they do extreme dieting, they add a lot of cardio in, they get burnt out, and then they start back over and they get in these phases and just repeat the same cycle. So again, you got to do something different to achieve different results. And if you want help with that, you can click the link down below in the description. I'll have it pinned that you can book a personal call with us here at instashred.com to get the physique of your dreams. So let me know if this was helpful. I'm going to keep coming out with more helpful videos to help you get in shape, especially as a dad, 30 plus years old. This is something that a lot of us struggle with when our schedules change, work changes, responsibilities change. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.